Well, hello, and welcome to Stop, Team Up presents My Legion Adventure, Episode 5, and I'm Ross Aiken, and we're here to talk about the Superboy story in Adventure Comics 282, cover date March 1961, Lana Lang and the Legion of Superheroes, with the introduction of Starboy. Starman fan by default. I'm a bigger Starboy fan in Legion, even though that came much later. I did the Tom and the Paul Levitz era of Legion. One or two of the Jim Shooter stories with Kurt Swan, where he is surprised he'll come back, and his Dream Girl's mysterious, and they come back to join the. But I really became a fan of his in the Levitz era. He jumps in and out of there are good stories that go around him in the Silver Age that I really enjoy, and as we get to them, I will enjoy them again with new eyes. I'm discovering it's a nice familiar journey, but I'm feeling something new each time I read them, including this one. It is a very early 90s kind of sort of comic. It is called, as I said, Lana Lang and the Legion of Superheroes. It is editor and plotter Mort Weisinger, plotter scripter Otto Binder, penciler inker George Papp, lovely George Papp art, letterer Joe LaRose, and a quick synopsis from the official Legion Heroes Index in the pandemic, and it is a helpful little tool. Outside Smallville, Superboy meets Starboy, a Legionnaire from the future, the power similar to his own. Starboy explains that he has come to capture two criminals who have fled the 20th century. He's already caught one and enlists the aid of the boys, but not before Lana Lang overhears their conversation and Starboy's references to his secret identity. She waits for Superboy to leave, then approaches the Legionnaire and tells him that she will reveal his secret to the imprisoned criminal unless he makes Superboy jealous by pretending to fall in love with her and taking her with him to Xanthu. However, Superboy learns of her scheme, and after helping Starboy and Lana trail the second criminal to Xanthu, turns the table on her by pretending to be interested in Stargirl's girlfriend, Xynthia. Defeated, Lana confesses her plot and is brought back home. Okay, does that not scream, really not modern day problematic story of the girl using jealousy to boyfriend, and it's all about the boyfriend. She makes a glowing space dress. A comic like this could not be. There is a bit of, as I've said in other episodes, that warm nostalgia to an imagined better time. I think when people have read it, it has the very Mayberry RFD kind of thing to Smallville, that it's a perfect society and there, and it's warm and fuzzy, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what this is. That's what these were for. They're entertained kids, normally tween age to early teens, and the way tweens and early teens thought in 1961 is nowhere like what it is today. I can't imagine, as a man in his late 50s, what goes on the mind of a teenager nowadays, because their world is so vastly different than even mine was. Way more than this. But this story, I like it. It is what it is. It's 13 pages, a little longer than the last couple we've done, which are 8 pages. It has that very early Superboy. I think it's a reason. There's some aspects of I hadn't become a Legion fan and gone back and read these, I don't think there would be a level of enjoyment with them that I have now. I mean, I enjoyed it. I like Starboy. And as I said I came to him. He became a more popular Legionnaire to me, mostly from the Levitz Giffen stuff post Great Darkness Saga, and then intertwining him in the Robinson Starman, and then having him join the Justice Society. I thought that was brilliant of Jeff Johns. So he's a great character. He's very different here. He's just a Superboy knockoff, and we're going to see 2 more quasi Superboy knockoffs coming up in the next couple episodes with the introduction of Mon-El and Ultra Boy. Eventually Starboy's powers turns one of increasing mass, kind of the opposite of Light Last, but I think those are a better power set for him. He makes him more interesting. He has a more colorful Legion history, which makes him an intriguing character, and I'm looking forward to kind of reading that in order again. He joins, his powers change, accidentally kills somebody and is expelled. And because I said when Marty was guesting on our last episode, and when I've said it, is that Legion, what makes Legion special is that there were ramifications to what happened. Lightning Lad dies. He's brought back. Proty One dies. He stays dead. Starboy does something and is kicked out of the Legion and is not in the book for a short while. People come and go. People get married. People have children. It's something that they did it before everybody else did it, and they did it without a second. That you just develop characters, people, and I think that's why there is such community of Legion fans, because these characters, especially for us that have read the Silver and the Bronze, and up through until the 3 boot. I'm not going to speak for the 3 because I have not read it. We'll be talking 3 boot within a month. I'm going to read the first arc and have a guest come on who has read it, and you're going to get an old perspective and a new perspective. And I think that'll be interesting because it's Legion I've never. But I think a lot of us that are people who have read, all of it, or a lot of people came to it during the Levitz-Giffen era when it hit its peak. That because things happened to the character, they, it wasn't like the big guns at either of the things. When something happens to a character, they can let it stick. So everybody. I think that's why people, when they pick their Legionnaire, have strong feelings. I'm a huge Element Lad fan, and I love all the Element Lads up until the 3 boot. I'm not read that one enough to judge theirs. I've enjoyed the Bendis Legion a lot. It's entertaining. It's not killing me. It's not knocking me out of the park, but I look forward to when I go. And I like the first issue of Legion and Justice League, but I'm not keen on the new Element. I've said it before. I need them to tell a story with him as a primary character to see if he is the Element Lad I love. But this is about Starboy. I'm going to go over a little bit of things I really liked. I really liked the George Papp art. It's nice. It's clean. I'm reading them in the archives. They look beautiful. Draw Superboy, and you can draw Lana. And the Starboy design is great. I have the Starboy. I sold all my superhero, and I have the Alex Ross Star. Very nice. They're up on their Starman stuff. We're getting a nice new perfect. I will share pictures. But it's a good story. I mean, it's got nice Smallville stuff. I mean, there's nothing really to blow your mind. It's such a base. It is just like that short little synopsis from the guide. These guides are great if you can find them. Gentleman whose format this is Takeoff. He did some books, and I've posted pictures of I've got the Avenger, the FF, and the X-Men one. His name was George Olszewski. He died this. Were published by Independent Comics Group. They did Avengers one. I've got that set. They did Crisis ones. This one is the DC Comics Index to the Legion of Superheroes. Murray R. Ward is the editor. The writers are Mark Waid and Andrew McClaney. Laura Ward. I said Laura. Editorial assistant. Amber Graphic. It's nice. Beautiful Kurtz on cover. 7 Legionnaires. And we don't meet them in the order they join. That all comes later. So it is. But it's some good stuff. And well worth a couple bucks. I enjoy it. It's a good, helpful tool for me. Oh, and it has a lovely Kurt Swan cover. It's great. It's great fun. And this issue has it's a really nice, really beautiful. You really go Google Adventure Comics 282. I will share the cover on the Twitter feed, but it's lovely. But that's about it. It's worth a read if you can get it. I did not check to see if it was available digitally. I have it in Archives Volume 1. It's been reprinted several other places, Silver Age, Omnibus, their showcase, and I had it when Action Comics became a digest, and it was just doing all the Legion stuff. It's well worth a read. It's entertaining. It's a good piece of Silver Age history. But there's a lot of good stuff coming up. I kind of peeked ahead. I'm still 4 or 5 stories ahead before we get to when it's actually a Legion story. Next comic is another Supergirl, and I think it's the first time we see Triplicate and Phantom Girl. The Super Girlfriends. Another. We'll see. I wasn't the target. I wouldn't have been the target audience in 1961 if I was a teenager. I'm not the target audience for that comic. But you know what? I'm going to read these Supergirls because I'm a little biased toward the Superboy. I'm a guy. I read them for the guys. It's a different era. And by the, in our next episode of the regular podcast, Jennifer DeRoss back, and we're going to talk about, representation, and that, people should see themselves in some of these comics. We need that to be a little bit better. Not only characters of a wide variety, but creators of a wide variety, to, find people to tell everybody's story. But this one, enjoy it. And we've got some more fun stuff coming up. And I will see you in a week with another one of these. And you will hear me in another week with episode 6. And please be listening to the Mother podcast. We're having some fun stuff coming. It's going to be kind of Legion heavy for a while. And I've got a little surprise project. I'll be appearing on another show, but I'll tell you about that after a surprise. But folks, you can find us here at Stop Let's Team Up on the Libsyn network. You can find our Twitter feed at JSA4E. That is the letters JSA, the number 4, the letter E. You can find my Doctor Who podcast on Twitter. The mothership of that one is called Gallifrey's Most Wanted. You can find them on Twitter at Gallifrey's MW Pod. Or the Runcible Report, which is still on a little hiatus, but we also have some Doctor Who special stories coming up. And you can find us at Runcible Report. We were also reviewed by the wonderful Fantastic Comic Fan podcast, presented by the amazing R.T. Fleming. We had a long conversation about A Brave and the Bold with Starman and Black Canary, which was a lot of fun, and he has posted that up on YouTube. You can find it there, Fantastic Comic Fan. He gave us a nice little review in the episode prior. Also, the amazing Marty Gray gave us a little plug on his blog. Thank you so much, Marty. I had such a blast talking to you, and I cannot wait to gab more about Legion with you again in the future. You're a real prince, and I appreciate it. And thanks for all that. I've got people lining up. People for guests, I think, are going to come on, and I'm really excited about that. And I've just, it's a wonderful community of podcasters out there who have been so warm and so friendly and so helpful. They're too many to name. Really, just Billy at World on Fire, great guy, and loving Earth 2 podcasts and the Justice Society Present podcast. There's just so many out there. I'm trying to jump in. I got to catch up on RT stuff. I'm about 4 episodes behind. I've put all my other podcasting Doctor Who audio, just devouring stuff and trying to jump around and be fair. And I really want to try out the Legion of Substitute Podcasters, Legion Outpost, and Legion Clubhouse. I got to catch up. I'm going to be jumping in and out. I'm listening to that. Just so much great Legion content that I never had to listen to. But, folks, time to go. So just remember, be safe, be smart, and read some comics.